Welcome back to the Improvement Channel. Today I'm excited to show you this Dominator basketball goal we're going to be putting in, as well as this Ronan line kit that's going to be put in as well. Both are very easy to do, but I'm going to go step by step and show you how it's done. Let's get started. So here we go. We're going to get right into it with some pressure washing. We're not going to show you a whole lot of this, but I got the whole court cleaned off. That part I was doing there was the new part. We've got everything in now, including the line kit from Ronan. Thank you guys for that. That box, the flat box there, is something special we'll look at towards the end that they made for us. So this kit is all-inclusive. It's going to come with everything from the tape, even to the plumb bob that you're going to need to install this kit. And this is one of their higher end kits that I went with. I'll put a link in the description for you. So here's the basketball goal. This is what it came in. I really didn't have a good way of moving this around, so I took a hand truck and a furniture dolly and maneuvered it on over there, and took a little bit of finagling, but once I kind of got it on the hand truck and the furniture dolly, it moved right over. So when I had them pour the concrete you see to the right there, they also dug a 2 foot wide by 2 foot wide, 3 foot deep, with a install kit that goes down into that concrete, so you can kind of see it in the background to the upper left of your screen there. That goes in squared to the court and level, and then you're ready to go. So you can see here I'm unboxing the kit. This is an all aluminum Dominator kit, so there's nothing painted, there's nothing to rust. And here I am discovering that unfortunately the basketball goal has been shattered. Looks like the post, I guess, got bounced around real good on it and shattered it. But I called Dominator. Customer service is wonderful over there. They got me another one going real quick, so I'll go ahead and get the install going. This was the neatest thing that I'd ever seen here. They put a hinge on the post so that you can bolt it down, stand it up, and put it together. So I bolted the front down, and I don't know if you can really see it, but under these washers you have nuts. So you've got a nut, a washer, then the post, and then another washer, nut. And what that will let you do is take those nuts that are below and move them up to do leveling. We'll go over that toward the end of the video. So I've got this first part all stood up here, and I'm putting the pad come on it, so I'm taking it off. Actually, I'm not putting it on. The elbow, I took all of the bolts out of it. This elbow thing looks like it would be kind of, I don't know how well that's going to work. Trust me, they've engineered the heck out of this thing. It works great. Again, there you can see me not having the bolts in the back to keep everything just kind of easy to work with. You're up and down with it, and it's the same thing when you're putting on the backboard. So I'll get a close-up shot for you here so you can see kind of how these bolts go in. They are made to have everything snugged up perfectly tight, and just again, everything on the Dominator court, on this Dominator system, is very well made. They thought of everything. It is the highest end thing that I could find. I did a lot of research. I've had some high-end basketball courts at real high-end basketball courts with high-end basketball goals at other properties, and this one here exceeds them all. Now, they're not very inexpensive. I'll put a link in the description for you as well on that. You can check out, kind of see what current pricing is. These are available on Amazon, but you can see how these bolts fit in, and see they're not really fitting in because everything's not tight enough yet. So there I am tightening it up perfectly, and then everything seats in and snugs everything up. Just take the Allen wrench that it comes with, tighten her down real good, and we're good to go. This would be a good time to go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button so other people can check out the channel. That really helps me out with getting help from great companies like Dominator and Ronan sports courts. All right, so here I am bolting down the back. This is kind of just to hold things up temporarily. You know, I'm not to the point of being ready to level everything out yet. So right there's where the basketball post made the damage during the shipping. But it wasn't like really falling apart, and this is tempered glass, so it's kind of got like a windshield of a car. It's kind of got plastic on each side of it. So nothing was falling apart, so I went ahead and did the install while waiting on the new backboard. And I will get into a little more on the rim installation once I change out the backboard. I'll show you some of that. So here I'm explaining to you what I mentioned earlier about how you can adjust the nut on the bottom up. As you can see, the rim was a little bit out of level, so I'm going to fix that here. That is a 7/8 wrench that I just so happen to have a 7/8 wrench, so that was awesome. No, I'm telling you one, I think it's a 15/16. So anyway, I happen to have that wrench laying around, so that was great for making adjustment easier, but you can also do it with an adjustable wrench like you saw in the picture just a second ago. All right, so here we go. We got the rim level, and the kind of cool thing is now that I got this rim level, switching out the backboard, and here I'm just locking it down. Switching out the backboard later really does not affect the rim. The rim isn't really hooked to the backboard, it's hooked to the post. And again, I'll show you a little more of that later. But that was really cool because then I could just switch the backboard out later, stick the rim back on, it's still level. Now that bolt there was as a shipping bolt, and that was said to remove that so that the crank system for moving it up and down will work. So here I am putting that in. The interesting thing on this crank system is it's actually a little bit harder to crank it down to the lowest position than it is to crank it up, because it's got springs and everything inside the post. So really a pretty small kid could crank this up and down. It's very, very easy to use. It'll go down to around 7 feet, and then it'll go up a little above 10, so that you can kind of dial it in right at 10 feet and then lock it in. And that's what I'm working on here. So this is a little idea I came up with. You guys throw something in the comments if you've got a better idea on how to do this. But I basically just took a piece of string, hooked it to the front of the rim, and tied a washer on the end at 10 feet. And then I cranked it up, and when I got it to 10 feet, you see me there getting it to 120 inches. That way when I crank it up to 10 feet, I can then mark the goal, because really does it matter if it's exactly 7.5 feet when you're playing around dunking on it? Not really. What really matters is you really want it at exactly 10 feet when you have it set to 10 feet. So here we go. I've got it at 10 feet, and it's time to put the stickers on the back of it. Now I will say everything on this again was so heavily over-engineered and made. It's so nice. And here, that's the lock-in point for the 10 feet, okay? And that's kind of how it locks in. So yeah, these stickers, I mean, I don't have a suggestion for a better way of doing it, but that was not easy. This whole thing happened, you can kind of see the wind. It was windy the whole time. I did not get a break from the wind. The numbers were coming off. I'm having to try to get them back off without ruining them. I did finally get it all on there, but yeah, that was something else. So now it is time to start on the lines. Now, this line kit that I got, there are many line kits out there, and most of them are going to be a lot less expensive than this one, okay? But this one costs a little more, and it's for a very good reason. What I did is I took 2 plumb bobs off of each side of the backboard, and then I chalked a line so I could get a line that was parallel to the backboard.
so that everything come off of that correctly. So as you know, on anything, when you get it started, you want to get things perfect when you get them started, so that everything else falls right into place. So go ahead and Google and see how like basketball court line layouts are. That's what I did here. Some things are measured off of the backboard, like the free throw line and things, and some things are measured off of the center of the rim, like the three-point line. Here is the kits. They come in very well labeled. You know exactly what everything is for. There's the lane guide. This really doesn't do anything but give you the width of the lane, which is, of course, very helpful. You can see there again the wind. So we get the lane measured out square to that line we chalked, and it was time to start painting. So this is where this kit costs a little bit more. You see these flaps that are on there? That is going to keep me from having any breaks in the lines. So the lines are all solid and they look awesome. So we did this install of the key all in one day, and we got out the three-point line to start laying that out, and it was just so windy. We ended up waiting. As a matter of fact, the backboard came in and we still didn't have the three-point line in. So I'm going to go ahead and get this where I can drop the goal back down to remove the backboard. So my son Devin was a huge help in this. So old backboard's gone, new backboard's in. We just stuck that on the hand truck to bolt it back on, which I think was a pretty good idea. So here we go, as promised, how the rim goes on. So you can see how these bolts just pass through the backboard, and the rim just kind of sets up against the backboard, but the post is really what it's hooked to. And I'll tell you, we've had this system up for a while. We'll have some folks come over. We'll drop it down to probably right around 7.5 feet, because I'm old and can't jump anymore. And we will go at it. The rule is no jumping up through the net to goaltend, but otherwise you can goaltend all you want. And somebody can come in there and try to dunk it over you if they please, if they can. So ton of fun. We'll do a few outside shots, try to shoot it off the backboard so they don't get goaltended. But we have a blast with that. And then of course, that's also good for if you've got younger kids that are trying to, build up their strength and their skills to learn the sport. All right, so here we go. We got the three-point line laid out. It's not quite as windy today. What I did is I took a tile bit and drilled into the concrete, tile bit, concrete bit, whichever. I drilled into the concrete at the center of the goal is where the three-point line comes off of, and it's 19 feet 9 inches, or it used to be. I'm not sure what it is for high school now. I don't know if they've changed with college or not, but I've got it at 19.9. So I'm going around and checking it off that screw that I got my tape measure hooked to. So I've got it all screwed down, or got everything measured out, got it all taped down, and that's the hard part. The easy part, other than, when you get a little older, bending over for this amount of time is a little rougher, but the kit makes it super easy just to make very professional, crisp lines. That box that you saw me pushing down with keeps everything down tight. You can see it there. It also keeps any overspray from happening, which is something that they provide, and it's perfect. So they made me the Improvement Channel logo for me to put down, which was very nice of them, and one of their logos as well, which I think adds tremendously to the court. I think it looks awesome. So we've had this up now for probably 2 months. We're in the Dallas area. It's super hot, but my son's been getting lots of use out of it. Check the links in the descriptions for the items used, and be sure and like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.